Hi, today I'm going to talk about FIR. So, what is FIR? FIR means First Information Report. It is an important document. Now, what happens is that the First Information Report, after it has been registered, it becomes a very important document in the criminal justice system, or it sets the criminal law into motion. So, now when we state these few phrases, what does this mean? It means that an FIR is a very important document, and any person with whom a cognizable offense has taken place, he or she can go directly to the police station and intimate the officer in charge of the police station and state about the commission of the cognizable offense that has happened with him or her. Now, when we state that there has to be a cognizable offense, which is very much essential in order to file an FIR, it's an offense which doesn't require any warrant by the police officer to go and arrest the accused. So in this case, now if somebody else also know that there has been a commission of any offense, he or she also can go and file an FIR. We may say register an FIR. So this is a very first information that you go and give it to the officer in charge of a police station. So now, after you have gone to the police station, you have stated all your facts. You have stated it orally or you have given it in writing. In both the cases, the police station will have to register your FIR. Now, when you go orally, many people are there who doesn't know how to read or write, or they are not. They are in a very confusing state that what to state there in the FIR. So they directly go to the police station and they state orally. So there is also provision that you can go orally, you can go there in the police station and you can register it orally. So what happens then? The officer in charge will reduce it to in writing, and then he will give a copy of that. He will read it out to you, to the informant of the FIR, and then will give a free copy to you. And if you have gone with a written complaint, like you have gone with a written FIR, then that has to be signed by the informant of the FIR. Then the police officer, the officer in charge, will have to register it and then will investigate into the matter. So there are many grievous sections given in under the section 154 CRPC, where there are offences against women. So under those circumstances, a woman police officer will have to register a complaint where grievous offences like section 326 A, B, these kind of 354 section 354 of IPC, these kind of offences if have occurred with a woman, then if she goes and whether the victim goes and lodges an FIR, then that has to be reduced by a lady police officer. So these are few things that are given there in section 154 CRPC. Now what happens? Now one of my client, what happened? Her divorce case is pending in the family court, and then her husband is threatening her on several occasions. Now she is alone with her children, somehow surviving on her own, but now the husband has started threatening her. He has been threatening by himself, and he has also sent people to threaten her on several occasions, and have threatened her that if she comes out of her home, then either her children will be kidnapped or she will be she will be taken care of by the husband. So this kind of thing, I'm not going into the details of the whole matter, so hopefully you can understand that this kind of situation do arise. So now what hope does this victim have? Now she has gone to the police station. Now the police station has not lodged her FIR. So see the plight, that what she has gone with her 2 children, and then her whole she had been sitting there in the police station for a long time, but her FIR was not being registered. Now what options does she have to put the criminal law into motion? Now first thing she can do, that she went there orally, but their oral complaint was not being taken. She can go it and give it in writing, that can also be there. Now she can write to the superintendent of police that there has been a commission of an offense and she wants her FIR to be registered. Now the superintendent of police, he will be receiving the letter, letter has to be given, has to be written and has to be posted to the superintendent of police. And after that, if the superintendent of police, if the SP thinks that yes, there has been a commission of a cognizable offense, then the case will be registered. And after that, then he or she will be appointing a subordinate officer to take in charge of that particular case. And that subordinate officer will be equivalent to the officer of the officer of that particular police station under which she has needs to file her case. So the jurisdiction will be there. This is one major fact. And in that particular case, if then also the complaint is not being taken, then what other option does she have? She can now file a criminal complaint before the chief judicial magistrate of her own jurisdiction, the jurisdiction of the court where she lives. That jurisdiction has to be maintained here in this case. So in other grievous matter, I'm not going to deal with that today, but I'm going to talk about this particular incident where there has been threatening and criminal intimidation in this kind of situation. So what happens? So the magistrate can give an order or give an order to the police station to register her complaint. So these are what would I say, like you have few ways to make your FIR registered in a police station. So now another client of mine, they went to the police station, they wanted to file an FIR, but there was no investigation done. So later on, again a criminal complaint case had been filed. After that, when the court had ordered that the police station will have to register their complaint, then after that there is a certain amount of time under which the investigation has not yet started. The client came to me and they started telling me that if we had to go to the police station, why have we come to the advocate, because they wanted to go to the court directly. So I had to say that criminal justice system doesn't work like that. This whole procedure has their own way and own setup. So in this way, the whole situation takes into motion. So in this whole, after describing the whole situation, what the crux that I want to say to you is that you have to actually think whether the commission of a crime is actually a cognizable crime, where it is a certain kind of a crime which actually needs to set the criminal law into motion. Now if you go and file a vexatious complaint where you don't have any basis, then actually you are wasting the time of the administration, the police administration, the court and everything. Now in certain cases where there are genuine people who actually suffer in this kind of cases, but the police administration is also overburdened with a large number of cases. So until and unless there is actually certain grounds where you feel that certain crime has occurred, you should try to mitigate it yourself. It's like, if you feel that there has been a crime, you have to go. I'm not suggesting in that manner that you should not go. It's not that, but you have to take care, or you have to try to distinguish that whether a crime is actually a crime or it's just a grudge which you are taking care of and you want to just satisfy on the basis of satisfaction of the ego. So this is what the whole system is, a very complex kind of, it's a very big network and very big kind of a system. So in order to make the criminal law into motion, you have to have a strong case, and you have to have a strong ground. You have to have your witnesses too in order to establish your evidence. So in many circumstances we have seen that there has been cryptic messages sent to the police station. Now what is this cryptic message? Now certain messages which actually does not explain the actual incident, or it is coded kind of a message that has been sent by an informant to the police station. Now how a police officer in charge is going to kind of decode it? So your complaint has to be in a very good handwriting and has to be very much clear and specific. So you need to write certain details: the commission, the circumstances, the name of the accused, the time, the date, and few witnesses if you have, or if you don't have, in that case the investigation will take place and the things will be coming out. So in this situation you have to take care that your FIR has to be very clear enough to explain the commission of the crime. So this is what today I wanted to tell you. Hope this helps you, and stay safe and always be happy.